You may well be one of the millions of Canadians waking up today to air quality so bad that health authorities are advising you to stay indoors. Smoke from wildfires is creating serious air quality problems right across the country and creating conditions that are among the worst on the planet. The risk is particularly high in eastern Ontario and southern Quebec. And let's look at some of those locations live this morning. Kingston on the left, Ottawa in the middle, 10 plus on the air quality index. And Environment Canada is saying the risk in those communities is off the charts. We're keeping a close eye on Montreal as well, which you see live right there. Smoke contributing to hazy skies, a smell of fire in the air, and stoking concerns for people at risk of respiratory illness.
Have respiratory problems, health problems, and kind of really sensitive to the air quality.
I mean, in good health, I don't feel affected, but also I know some people could be affected by it.
Can you imagine if we would be close? Imagine the people who are living there.
This map shows the smoke drifting across the country. You can see that large mass generated by fires in Quebec. That's what you see on the right of your screen. The darker patches, they represent higher and more dangerous levels of air pollution. And as you can see, they're drifting down toward Ottawa, the North Shore of Lake Ontario, Toronto, and beyond. In fact, right into the States, as we'll discuss through the morning as well. But we're going to lead off this Wednesday with Hilary Johnstone, who is in Ottawa. A very smoky Ottawa, I would imagine. What did you notice coming into work this morning, Hilary?
Well, Heather, it certainly smells like a campfire here. And while I was on the 417 driving into the downtown area, and you, of course, have the street lights on, it's misty, it's smoky, and you can really see it, of course, when you have those street lights that sort of illuminate all of the smoke that's currently in the air. I can smell it in the newsroom. So even inside, it has followed us inside in some cases as well, which, of course, complicates the situation for people who are particularly at risk. As you mentioned there off the top, off the charts. That was the air quality for yesterday in Ottawa, in some of these other regions, parts of Ontario and southern Quebec that we've been focusing on. And the forecast for today is similar as well, that it is going to be particularly bad. In some cases, what we're hearing is that it might be Monday before things really start to improve. And those maps that we were showing, of course, really gave you a sense of that. You can see that system that's just sort of spiraling, hanging over the area. But of course, we've been speaking with people who are affected by this, who have been out and about, smelling that smoke, breathing it in. Here's a little bit of what we've heard.
It's a lot harder to breathe. I'm coughing more than I would.
I'm coughing like every 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's not nice to be outside for more than 5 minutes right now.
I feel pretty bad because I like to go out all the time.
I'm hoping to tough it out, you know. We can smell the smoke and it's bothering. It would bother anyone, I would suspect.
So hoping to tough it out, that's not exactly what doctors are advising. They're saying that this is dangerous and that people should absolutely be taking precautions, Heather.
Well, let us talk about those precautions. What do experts say at this point, Hilary? How to protect ourselves, how to stay safe while these air quality warnings are in effect?
If you can, you should really be staying inside, in particular in an air-conditioned space, a space that's well ventilated as well. If you have to go outside, they're recommending that we wear masks, just like we did during the pandemic, of course. Those N95 masks, something that fits tightly over your face, that's best. Still not going to keep any of those toxic gases that wildfires produce out. It's really about some of those particles. And we were speaking to a respirologist at the Ottawa Hospital about all of that, about those tiny particles that maybe you can't see them, but you can certainly smell them, and they are having an effect.
So as the smoke persists, people can take care of themselves by planning ahead. If you think you're going to be going outside for some time, think about the places where you could go in and get respite from the air. Think about the mask that you could wear. I mean, these are all things Environment and Climate Change Canada is recommending. Bring some water. Drink water. If you're inside, close your windows, turn on the air conditioning.
And of course, to be checking in, Heather, on people who are perhaps a little bit more vulnerable. Maybe you have older parents or someone that you're keeping an eye on, people who are pregnant as well. That's another concern. And young children. And of course, a lot of schools, particularly in the Ottawa area yesterday, actually canceled outdoor recess because they don't want kids outside breathing all of this in.